Hey everybody, Fallout here, and today I'm bringing you my own personal list of the top 5 primary weapons in Destiny 2 PvP. For this list of best weapons, I'm not assigning a specific number for each gun, rather just throwing all these guns in together to what in my opinion is the overall top tier of effective weapons in PvP right now. One of the reasons I'm doing this is because I really don't like reading inevitable YouTube comments like, "Ugh, how could you put blank at number 1? But the main reason, honestly, is because all these weapons are incredibly deadly and their numeric rank doesn't really matter. That numeric rank could also, in theory, go up or down a tiny bit based on how far away the enemy is, what game type you're playing, what map you're playing, what subclass you're on, yada yada yada. Bottom line, all these guns I'm about to mention are top tier in my opinion, and you can shred with each of them effectively in the Crucible. First two, I want to bring them up together because they are relatively similar. The Prosecutor and Uriel's Gift. They're both auto rifles, they're both deadly as hell, and both weapons are in the energy slot and both fall into the 450 rate of fire archetype, which currently seems to be the auto rifle sweet spot in PvP. Despite being designed to be most effective, I'm guessing, at close to mid-range, these auto rifles are accurate enough and consistent enough to effectively combat scout rifles at mid to long range. Both guns come with the Precision Frame weapon perk, meaning that you don't really need to worry about trying to enhance the gun's performance too much with kinetic recoil armor mods, as the recoil is already pretty naturally vertical. The differences between the two guns are kind of subtle, but most players still have a preference of one gun over the other. Just go with whichever one feels more familiar to you. The Prosecutor has more reliable hipfire thanks to hipfire grip, which is more helpful at extreme close range, and also has a perk called Slideways, which temporarily improves stability and handling as well as partially reloads the gun after you slide. If you're wondering about the effectiveness of Slideways versus tap the trigger, there's really hardly a difference at all. Just go with whichever one you like, it won't make or break you. Uriel's Gift comes with the option of using high caliber rounds. Now, there hasn't been any documented testing of this yet because we don't have private matches, but if high caliber rounds work in D2 the way they did in D1, then it's probably your go-to option because high cal rounds are very effective at flinching your opponent, meaning that they'll have a hard time shooting back at you accurately while you're hitting them. High cal rounds also gives you the additional range factor over steady rounds, meaning that your Uriels will be able to compete with longer range weapons like scout rifles. Next weapon, the Antiope-D, a submachine gun with an impressively quick time to kill. The 600 rounds per minute SMG seems to be the sweet spot archetype in the current PvP meta, and the Antiope is the king of that archetype right now. Its reliable recoil will let you pretty much rip apart anybody at mid-range or closer. I prefer the medium zoom scope, but short range works fine as well. On the second column, Tactical Mag only gives you 2 extra bullets and a slightly higher reload speed. You're going to want to go with ricochet rounds for the extra range and stability. You can get an Antiope through the gunsmith, but if you don't have one yet, keep an eye peeled for their blue version counterparts like the Phillips B. Not really nearly as amazing, but at least it'll give you a feel for how the Antiope handles for whenever you finally get one. Next up, the Last Hope. This gun absolutely shreds people up close. I've made a video on it before, and this still remains my hands-down favorite weapon in close quarters. One of the best time to kills on paper, even if you're just landing body shots. This gun has an almost perfect vertical recoil and insanely accurate hipfire. You're going to want to go with ricochet rounds because it's already at maximum stability and you don't want the decline in range. There's really not a lot else I can say about this gun. Put it on, try it out, and cut through Guardians like paper in close quarters. Finally, the Mida Multi-Tool. Of course. The time to kill isn't really that fantastic, so why do people use it and why is it good? The answer to those questions are ease of use and utility. The Mida allows effective combat at long range, and in a game where team shooting is the meta, it's not hard to see why the Mida is effective for teams that stick together. The Mida also comes with a whopping 100 aim assist, meaning you're not going to have too hard of a time landing your shots. As if that weren't enough, the Mida gives you additional movement speed, the ability to keep your radar while ADSing, and high caliber rounds for the extra flinch factor against anyone that you're shooting. The gun just screams utility, and if you haven't at least tried it out, then you're kind of doing yourself a disservice. Anyway, that's it for my current list of top 5 primary weapons in Destiny. Hope you enjoyed, and if you disagree with me, be sure to leave an angry, trolly, embarrassing message down below in the comment section. When Bungie inevitably changes the sandbox, I'll be sure to provide an updated list. If you liked this video, do me a favor, give it a like, sub to my channel while you're at it if you haven't already, and be sure to follow me on Twitch so you can hang out with everyone else and me when I play live. Thanks for watching, hope you learned something, see you next time.